Hey, what's going on, boys and girls? It's Kill15 here, and actually, I don't say my name clear enough. InstaKill115, there we go. Um, this is just a, beginning of a series called, I'm sorry if you hear my chair squeak right there, I had to lean back, but this is the beginning of a series called Cool Story, Bro, and this is basically where I'm gonna be just telling a story of things, not even COD related, like, I don't even know how to put it, like, just any kind of story. This one is COD related. Um, and this is actually going to be pretty long. I'm going to talk really at length here, and I'm just doing this off the top of my head, off of my memory of what happened. I don't really ever write a script or anything. I think that's kind of queer. I mean, I guess it's all right if you really want to go professional, but I don't feel the need to. I feel like I talk well enough. So what I want to talk about today is how I got into zombies. What my experiences were the first time I played zombies, and where I played and how I got into it. And then after that, I'd like to talk about how I got into custom zombies, where I got drawn into that, and kind of my experiences building up to that to where I am now. So I guess I'll just start with where I first discovered it. It all started because I went to my cousin's house. And it was the day before World at War came out, and I'm not 100% sure if if like what the exact date was. I know it was sometime in November, or what the day of the week was. It was probably a Tuesday, but all I remember is that I went over there and I slept over at his house. I was gonna sleep over at his house, and our plan was we were gonna sleep over, and the next morning we were gonna go over to the GameStop and pick up the new Call of Duty. Now you have to understand, it wasn't like I am now, where I'm just die hard at this and I know all this shit about COD, and I'm like, it's a huge part of my life. It's not like that. It wasn't like that back then. I was what a lot of people on YouTube call a Madden gamer, and so was my cousin. And I didn't even play Madden, but it's just a term for the people who are only gonna buy 2 or 3 games a year, or maybe even two, and play them or whatever. And it wasn't like a big deal like to me, but I mean, we were gonna get the new Call of Duty for his PS3, and and we were gonna get it the next morning. So, throughout the day, my uncle came out and said, if you guys help me pile some wood in the back of my truck here, you can go to the midnight thing tonight and get the new Call of Duty. And we're like, sick shit, all right. Now, you have to understand that, like I said, we weren't like just really involved with it. We weren't like, oh my god, we're gonna get all these features in this game. We really didn't know about it. We heard it was gonna be a World War II game, and that's about it. We knew it was gonna be Call of Duty. We weren't on, Machinima and all that shit. I didn't even have a YouTube account. Hell, I didn't even have a current generation console at that point. In 2008, I was still rocking the PS2. So, like, I was not a very serious gamer. I really didn't play a whole lot of COD. We played some COD 4. That was fun. But, we weren't like that. So we really didn't know anything about this game coming in. So, we went to GameStop, waited in the line, whatever. And, I hear some guy in line, and they're like, dude, what do you think this zombie thing is going to be like? And we're just like, they must be talking about another game, right? There's no zombies in Call of Duty. So, we got to the front of the line. We got our copy of World at War, a few minutes after it came out. And the guy at the counter says, there's something cool if you beat the campaign, guys. So I beat that right away. And we're just like, oh, shit. So, we raced back to his house. We sat there on split screen on the PS3. And we, just sat there. And we played it. We really played that campaign right through. Right through. We didn't get up to piss, shit, eat, drink. None of it. Like, the house could have been on fucking fire. It wouldn't have happened. We were dedicated to sitting there and beating that campaign to find out what the hell this guy was talking about. So, we beat the last mission, Downfall, Reznov sticks the Russian flag at the head of the, what do you call it? The dome there. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. And, we're waiting, and then it was black, and we're like, oh shit, this is it. And then we see the guy, running from the airplane, and we're like, oh, what the hell is this? Then we see a bunch of a bunch of guys, the shadows of guys with their arms waving around, and we're like, oh, you're shitting me. And then when that word came up, Okay, when that word came up, Nazi zombies, and we spawned, and we heard that laughter. I can't do that laugh at all. But when we saw that, we saw, the fog and everything, and we saw Nazi zombies. We shit our pants. We're like, the fuck, like, our minds were just blown. We were like, holy shit. Okay? And then when the zombies actually came in round one, we were like, this is the greatest thing ever. And I shit you not, from about 1 in the morning till about 5 p.m. the next day, we sat there just playing Nocturne Toten. And like we went to like round like 10 was like our highest, and we thought we were just like the hottest shit. And all I remember is just loving that game. I mean, just loving it. And but at that point I still wasn't like wicked into it. Like I shouldn't say I wasn't wicked into it. It wasn't like when I played it, it was really fun and I loved it. But I wasn't like dying for more, like addicted to it like I am now. But so what happened was, I didn't live at his freaking house, of course, but I went back to his house to play Nazi Zombies a couple times because I heard the PS2 version didn't have it. I was like, oh shit. But I'm sitting at home one day, and it's been a couple weeks since I've been to his house, and this is about I don't know 5 months after the game came out, and he calls me up. He goes, "Dude, there's another one of these." I go, "What?" He goes, "Dude, it's new. I just got it, and it's awesome. It's called Zombie Verrückt." I'm like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, it's like a like asylum thing." And I'm like, are you serious? He's like, "Yeah, there's like soda you can drink and shit." I'm like, "Okay." And I came over to his house. I played Verrückt. It blew my mind. All the shit, the electric traps. So then we figured it out. We kind of got a little more interested. And we looked it up, and we saw, that there was going to be the swamp coming out. So we went over, and we didn't really know that Xbox was getting these maps a month earlier. We didn't know. We were just looking when they came out. You know, the night it came out on PS3, we played it that night, and the same for Doris. So, that was my first experience. I was, and I was really into it, really into it. And then, it came around, after Doris, I was in August. So after Doris, September and October came, and of course there was no new ones, and I heard about Modern Warfare 2, and I'm assuming it's a new feature in Call of Duty, so I'm like, it's going to be in all of them. Well, my cousin got the game, and he's like, "Dude, there's no zombies in this one." I'm like, "Oh, bullshit." So, I mean, naturally, I got kind of bored of playing Doris and Verrückt and whatever, so I kind of stopped zombies from, 2009. I mean, yeah, from 2009 to, well, I shouldn't say 2009, from 2010, from, throughout the beginning of 2010. And, I kind of forgot about it. I didn't forget about it. I just kind of, I don't know. I didn't forget, I just didn't really care that much. I kind of lost a little bit of interest. So, when Black Ops came out, I didn't, really know. I knew, like, Modern Warfare 2 had it, and then I kind of figured Black Ops wouldn't have it either, because I didn't know Treyarch and Infinity Ward and every other year, this and that. Like I said, I was a Madden gamer. I really didn't know. So, the 2 months after the game got, like in December, people are like, my cousin calls me up, he's like, "Dude, why have you not gotten Black Ops yet?" I had my 360 at this point, and I'm like, does it have the zombies in it? He's like, "Dude, there's one where you get to play as John F. Kennedy." I'm like, what? He's like, "Yeah, there's this mad scientist who, like, steals your guns and shit." I'm like, "Okay." I went over to his house, played Kino and 5, like, the same way I did Nocturne Toten when World at War came out. I played that shit all the way through. So, then I bought Black Ops for myself. Because it was so cool for my 360. And that, was when I started to really get into it. Like, start to, strategy, knowing the DLCs and shit came out. Getting it the second it came out. Getting the classic map pack. All that stuff. Really digging into the story mode and just really getting involved. And so that happened. But, I would probably say in January or February, I was looking at some, like, Kino der Toten strategies. In the related videos, I saw, like, Kino der Toten mod. And this is how I got into custom zombies. How I discovered custom zombies on PC. I looked in the related videos of this like guy no clipping around Kino, and it said um Home Sweet Home custom zombie COD 5 custom zombie map. And I'm like, the hell? Now this is one of those like viral videos. This wasn't a commentary. It was just some gameplay, like at like 10 FPS, like set to like that song from what do you call it, from Fallout 2, I think it was, and it was like opens Megadeth, set the world afire. I don't want to set the world. Yeah, that one. Um and these videos were viral. Okay, they weren't like they weren't like Yodi Slayer. Or I'm not even sure if he was. Well, he probably was doing custom. I don't even know. But like guys who were doing kind of custom zombie commentaries. Though it wasn't like that kind of video. It was like viral videos. Wing 3Ds. Spinning head random box was like one of the viral videos. There was also one called custom zombies 3 beast maps or something like that, and they were viral. And the Saw was in there too, and they weren't like they didn't give up. They were very vague, okay. And people in the comments were confused because, like I said, they weren't meant to be for people who knew a whole lot about it. They were viral. They were in the related videos for like regular Xbox videos, if that makes any sense. And people were wondering, well, what is this? What is this? And I figured it was just like a hack or something. I really didn't know, and I didn't really think too much about it. But every once in a while, I just type in custom zombie maps and I'd see all these cool maps. And then I figured out somebody left a comment that probably changed my life. A top comment with like a bunch of thumbs up that it basically explained the whole thing. This is a thing people make on their computers, and you can play it if you have World at War on PC for free. So this summer of 2011, I decided, well, I had a laptop. One of the shittiest Dell laptops you'll ever see. I asked a guy at Best Buy when I bought World at War, if the graphics card the thing would handle it. He goes, if you had a rock in there, it would probably work better. This thing was awful. Like I probably the most basically textured map at the lowest settings on the smallest window probably ran at like 20 FPS. Like it was atrocious. But I started to find these maps and it was horrible. But I started to understand how to download them and stuff. So then, around November of 2011, I got my gaming computer, but the graphics card was kind of shitty. But it could play maps well enough, and then I started to get into zombie modding. I started to really get into the custom maps and understand exactly what they were and the subcategories of maps and all that. Then 2 months ago, I upgraded my graphics card to a Radeon 6850, and it runs like an absolute beast. And now I have a full understanding of all the things that go into custom maps and things like that. But I just think it's a cool thing to think about, where I went from just casually playing I used to call it just the Nazi zombies or whatever on World at War, like just being like a Madden gamer and really just not knowing a whole lot about it or really caring, just playing it for fun, to knowing like all this stuff about custom zombies and all that, and being really in depth on all that. And I just wanted to kind of talk about how I got into it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I was watching the other video where I just posted my hopes and dreams and all that happy horse shit on YouTube, that thing. And some people were giving me suggestions, and some people were saying, talk about yourself a little more. Say something, that's interesting. It doesn't have to be about gaming news or anything. Just talk about you a little bit. So I thought I'd share that story so you guys kind of knew my history with the game. And now you guys know. And now you guys know where, I am, and where I came from and everything. So thanks. Thanks for listening. Have an awesome day, and bye.